a stroll downtown this evening when I heard music echo through the night. The same old songs that I heard the night before. So I started running so I wouldn't be too late. I didn't think that I would ever see your face again, but I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong. When I got close, my heart was pumping to the beat that was blasting through the night. And on the street, the crowd was jumping, singing songs and dancing through the night. I didn't think that I would ever see your face again, but I was
Hello, hello.
I can't believe we're dancing in the street.
How are you, Plannerettes? I lost track of time. I was playing with my phone and I went, it's time to get on the live stream for Plannerettes here at Marianne Crest channel. How are you? Please let me know where you are tuning in from. Say hello. If you are new to my channel, we are very warm and welcoming here, as you will find out in the live chat. And of course, if you are watching on replay, let me know, where are you tuning in from? Are you new Plannerette to the community, or have you been here for a long while? May, hello, how are you? I'm a little bit everywhere at the moment. I was looking at my phone, going, and I look up and it's like, 2 minutes left. So I do appreciate you all being here. How are you? Elle, how are you? Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for joining me. Do let me know if the volume is good, because I know sometimes when I watch the replay, the volume of the mic is sort of like really low, and it was like, I can't hear. So give me a big thumbs up if it's nice and clear and it's just right, that you don't have to turn it to 100% to just hear me, because I want to make sure that you can hear me. And of course, I can see you all in the lovely chat. Elle is saying volume is perfect. Thank you, Elle. Thank you so much. All right. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about, I know I say this all the time, but it's true. Time does go fast so quickly. We are actually way past the midway point for the month of May. But it is really important that if you are one who is trying to build your habits, build better routines for yourself, and you are one who is tracking your progress and ticking off those little boxes, if you do have a habit tracker in your planner, that's all great and good. You can see how well you're going, which habits and routines you're doing, you're not doing. But it is a waste if we don't take advantage of the beautiful data that we get from our habit trackers. So let me know in the chat, or of course on replay, do you have a habit tracker of some sort? It can be on your paper planner, on your mobile phone, if you have one of those apps that allows you to go and tick it, or even if you have, excuse me for a second, even if you have an Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet, let me know. So who has a habit tracker already in their planner or planner, digital planning or calendar? Angela, hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me. Thumbs up, everything sounds and looks good. So now what I want to do is I'm actually going to review my own habit tracker and then let you know the different things that I look for. So we are going to cover a few different things today. So let me just quickly, I want to make sure, I'm going to be looking to the side to look at my notes to make sure I don't miss really vital information for those of you who may be new to tracking, are a seasoned habit tracker, or just want to get some ideas and inspirations or tips and go, well, what do I do with this thing that I've been marking off each day for each month? So I want to make sure that I do cover that. So like I said, for me here, I am in Sydney, Australia. It is already the 20th of May. So with 10 to 11 days left in the month, there is still plenty plenty of opportunities to catch up on things that you may not be doing as well at, or of course the habits that you're like kicking goals. Keep going and do not lose that momentum. So now, I want to make sure that, yep. So really, the whole thing is with habit tracking. For those of you who are doing it or are starting to do it, it's one of the ways to get ourselves to do the things that matter most to us, right? Because there's so many things that get thrown at us. Emails. We've got to do this. We've got to do that. Our work. A lot of the times we action things that are important to others. And so, habit tracking, whether it's for your mental, physical, spiritual, financial, relationships, family, friends, your partner, and of course, that connection and family, it's important that we try and get some sort of balance. Not going to be 100% in all areas. That's not what we want when we want to track habits, or we want to look at our habit track and go, I've missed doing this, I've missed doing that. No, it's just getting a balance and getting a visual to go, you know what? I've been neglecting my physical well being for a while. I might go get myself out there and go for a walk. So that's one of the important things that we want to make sure that we do when we track our habits. Jennifer, hello. The Creator Classroom is slaying away this month. Yes. So Jennifer is, of course, on YouTube, the Creator Classroom. So teaches a lot of Canva tips, tricks, and tutorials for YouTubers, and also now being very, very visible on Instagram. So it's really important that we have a goal and then we take the steps, each and every day steps to get to it. All right, so let's have a look. And so the most important thing is we're doing it throughout the month. And then instead of waiting until the end of the month to do something about it, midway reviews are so important. So let me bring my desk in and so make sure. Here we go. So I am in my Traveler's Notebook regular size planner for the month of May. I have created my own planner insert printable download that goes into here. So I printed it so it's in a notebook style. So really I can take these different notebooks in and out of my planner, and then that way I create new ones. So it's one of the new planners that I do have. So this one here, what we're going to be looking at is my habit tracker right here. Oops, where are we? Right here. So there we go. I have here the different habits and routines that I want to be more effective with. So not right away say be better at, because you need to do these things each and every day or on a regular basis to build that what? Habit muscle. Right. So it's really important that we are just building it. Each and every step, each and every action will get you closer towards becoming the person that you want to be. So I have it all written down here. And the habits and routines that I have are based on the goals that I have for myself, that I've given myself either for the month, or for my case, it's every 3 months, so I have a look, which areas in my life. So I use the Wheel of Life. So let me just zoom in a little bit. The Wheel of Life methodology by Zig Ziglar. So I have amended this a little bit. Instead of 7 key areas of focus, I now have 9 key areas in 3 major focal point: my health, work, as well as relationships. So in each one of those, there are 3 things that I want to look at getting built more effective. So for my health, my soul. So for me, it's meditating. For you, it might be some spiritual things. Also the mind, making sure you're keeping it, sharp and clear by reading, by learning. And of course, your body. 5:30. 5:30 a.m. start, and it's now getting quite cold because we are in autumn going into winter here in Australia. So I'm right next to my window, and so it's getting cold. And so, of course, I need to make sure I go and drink something warm. So, for the health body as well, make adding movement. So that's one of the, as you can see here, I color in a pie chart, and based on the previous month, I go and look at what do I need to work on in the new month. So, for one of the health areas, physical well-being, so my body, I haven't been exercising, and of course I need to make sure some sort of movement and some sort of cardio. For work, what's my mission? What is my goal with regards to my content creation, my social platforms, and financial, whether it's our finance, our household finance, and the side hustles, and then of course the growth. What can I do with regards to my social platforms, my brand partnerships? What can I do to make sure that I'm doing each and every day to grow that little pie chart? And then the other one is relationship, friends, connecting with friends, looking after my family. And then, of course, I am married with my husband. So then, making sure to cultivate that relationship and do not neglect him, even though he's very, very supportive and all those things. It's important, whatever relationships and social connections you have, you nurture it, because it is important. I've discovered so much how much community is so important. So make sure you let me know, in the chat or in the comment section, what habits are you trying to build for yourself? And if you are new to habit tracking, make sure you only concentrate on one or two things at a time until you get better at it. Because this is when what happens is we try and do all these different things all at the same time, because that's what we see on Instagram. That's what we see other planner community do. And then, they have beautifully well curated habit trackers and planners, and here I am missing pages. So you can't go and think that you'll suddenly be a marathon runner without even exercising or putting in the hours with your walking and movement. All right, so do let me know. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Yes, if you are, of course, seasoned plannerette, make sure to hit that like button. So important. All right, so one of the things that we want to make sure we do, so these are the things I'm going to cover today. When you are doing your mid-month reviews, or you're reviewing your habit tracker, or really anything that you are tracking, make sure you are celebrating the wins, right? Because sometimes we go, all we see is the negative things. And also, here's an important thing: the struggles and the falling off the wagon, they in themselves tell you a lesson. So don't dismiss them and go, I haven't been doing well. I mustn't be good. How can I be, I bought a new planner. I've set it up beautifully at the beginning of the month, and now midway or halfway, I haven't even touched it, right? Do make sure not only you're celebrating the wins, but you're also looking at, why haven't I been able to do certain things? And they are key things so many things that you can learn from those moments that you think you've struggled, or your pain points. And then the other things I'm going to talk about when I do review my own habit tracker. And of course, if you have your habit tracker with you, open it up and then have a start looking, delve into it a little bit deeper when the live stream finishes. But then you can start to see things and learn with me today of the different things that we can look at adjusting. What some of the goals that we have placed for ourselves at the beginning of the month, and maybe we have bitten off too much more than we can chew, right? So we're going to look at how we can adjust goals as needed. And then, of course, once we know all the information that our habit trackers have given us, we're going to be able to develop strategies for the rest of the month, or as well as for the beginning of the new month. So don't wait until June, right? Because sometimes we go, I haven't filled out my habit tracker for the last 3 weeks. I'll just wait. Those 3 days, that last week, even the last 2 days, or now, can make a big difference. Just like, financial compound interest. Habit and creating habits each and every day and actioning them is going to give you that compound benefit. So you might not see much, or one or two things missed here and there, but if you keep doing it each and every day as much as possible, if you miss a day, do it again the next day. Or if you miss a week, start now. Don't wait, because it's important to develop strategies. So let's quickly have a look at the chat. Jennifer is trying to get back on track on cleaning the house. I got 4 areas good, and I'm trying to maintain that now. Exactly. I'm cleaning for me as well is one of the things that you'll be able to see I haven't been very good at. Then I'll add one more area next month, like the living room. That's excellent. That is a great way to look at it. So do let me know as well, anyone else who is watching, what habits are you trying to be better at for the rest of the month of May, as well as for the beginning of June. All right, so now if you do have any questions, please pop them in the chat, or of course, again, if you are watching on replay, I don't forget you. I make sure that I reply to all the comments I get on YouTube on my replays as well. Okay, so now let's talk about the power of reviewing our habit trackers mid-month. Okay, so by checking how we're going, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to be able to see wins and struggles. All right, so let's quickly have a look. Now, I have taken the liberty, so then that way I'm not taking too much time. I have looked at all the different habits that I have set for myself. So a lot of things that I'm doing, the habits that I'm creating for myself, are my morning routine, because my morning is when I'm finding that I get really quite anxious. So the thoughts swirl in my head, low moments, the woulda, shoulda, coulda, that I should be further ahead, the imposter syndrome, all the different things, self-doubt, limiting beliefs. So I make sure I create a really great foundation for myself by tackling morning routines. Before I start anything else, one of the things that I do are things for myself, because who's the most important, or what's the most important? It's you. Right? It's putting your oxygen mask on first before you can help others, before you can clean the house, before you can look after the family, before you be able to go to work. So for me, my morning routines are one of the things that I'm being more effective with. So let's have a look at some wins and some struggles. So this is how I track and measure my habits and what my habit trackers tell me. So each and every day, I grab my colorful markers. So these ones are the Pilot Colors erasable markers. So then that way, because I have had done where I've colored in the wrong box. And so for me, I don't like making too much mistakes, but sometimes progress better than perfection, right? But now I do have a brand partnership with Pilot Pen Australia for this month. So this particular video is not sponsored. So I do like to, I've used their markers for a long while, and it is great because you can color it in and then, oh, that's the wrong date, or actually I didn't do, I didn't read today. All you do is there's a little rubber tip at the top, and then you just erase. Okay. Ta-da, gone. So then I love using just the rainbow colors. So Roy GB, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, or indigo. So I just stick to these 6 colors here. And then there's no rhyme or reason, because people do ask me, what's the color coding? So really it's just each day I pick a color, and then it looks really quite nice, because I am a visual learner, visual person. It's nice to see on the page colorful ones. You can keep it to just dots and X, so if you don't want to be bothering with colorful markers or highlighters. So what I do is I look at the habit that I have, and then I count how many days have I actioned it versus the number of days that's already passed. So for yesterday, it was 19 days. So for meditation, I've meditated 14 out of 19 days, and I use a percentage because I'm a bit of a maths nerd. I like using percentage, and for me, remember, perfection, not progress. Let's rewind. Progress, not perfection. So we're not aiming to get 100%, because that's going to be too much. And we know we can't do that because guess what? Life throws these different curveballs at us. And then, you're not going to be able to do it each and every day. And that's not what we want. So pick a percentage that's going to be good enough for you. So for me, over 70% of actioning my habits is great. Right? So that's a win. I've been meditating 74% of the time in May, and then I work down all the other habits that I have. So for tracking my mood, I've been doing that 79% of the time. So I have my Hobonichi weeks here, and in it, I then write on a weekly spread. I use fun, colorful, fun stickers on, that tells sort of like visually how I'm feeling that morning. And then I write down how I feel, why I feel that way, and then what is it that I can do to make myself feel better. So there's 1st of May. So I've been tracking there. I missed a day in that week. And then see how I've missed a couple of days, but I'm not going to be hard on myself with those things. This is a win. So what percentage is it for you that you're going to consider a win? You know what? If you haven't been doing it for like you've been doing 0 days of reading, and then when you started to create those habit of reading in the morning, afternoon, or whatever, and you only do it 50% of the time, for you, that might be a win. From not doing it at all to 50%. For me, that would be a great win. So let's quickly have a look. Elle says mine is brushing my hair while combing. I really have this on the list because I often forget. Me too. Sometimes my hair gets quite tangled now. So it's one of those things that I want to make sure as well that I am and getting the correct brush or comb, right? Because you don't want it, splitting and break your hair breakage. So Elle, isn't it great to get that hair comb first thing in the morning? And Elle, get out of bed, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, brush my hair, then tidy both rooms before I leave. That's a fantastic habit stacking there, Jennifer, of the Creator Classroom. So when you're looking at your habits, note down how many times so far in the month you have gone and actioned it. And then how many days? So let's say if we are doing mid-month, it could be 15 days that has passed. For me, 19 days has passed. I wrote down on here, a number of times I did it. And then I just calculated on a good old calculator what percentage it is. So let's have a look. Come have a look with me. So let's have a look at some wins. I think all these things that are over 70% are wins, and even the ones that are less than 70%. Working out. Remember how I said, for me, I hadn't been doing incorporating movement or some sort of cardio for a long time. So for me, 61% is a win. So to someone or to you, you might be going, oh, but Marianne, I said to myself that, 65% is going to be a win, but then I only did 62%. Give it a bit of, take off 1 or 2 percentages here and there, and also have a look. Don't just look at the numbers, on its own, because then you might go, yeah, well, I was sick for, half of the month. And so, of course, you'll go, you know what? It does say that I only did 30% workout or whatever habits that you have. But also, this is when you have to think, well, what other factors come into it? So don't just go, it's the same way that don't just look at your habit tracker or your plan and go, I haven't been filling in the pages. Because yes, visually it might be like, oh, you haven't been doing much. But then you might be doing some other things in the background. You might have a big project. So it's really important that that we do have a look at not just the figures on its own. So that's why when you're looking at struggles, you might go, well, actually, it wasn't a struggle because I still made the effort, or I haven't been doing it before, and now I am. 10% is better than 0. Right? So it's that 1% better each and every time. So that's one of the things, is celebrate the wins, celebrate the struggles. And some of the habits, you're going to be crushing it. And some habits, well, maybe not so much. All right. Maybe what's going to happen, like let's have a look. Like I said, cleaning. I only did 8 days out of 19. Now this cleaning is not, even though I do have a very cluttered house, I've got way too much stuff that I need to declutter. My Because we only live in a small apartment, right? So we do have our Saturday cleaning. Like my older son does the vacuuming, my husband does the kitchen, I do the bathroom, and then we all do the our bedrooms and all of that. But for me, this cleaning habit is doing that 10 minutes a day, 5 to 10 minutes a day. So then I don't have to wait until the weekend to go and do a big major clean or, trip over something. And then, of course, because I know that's one of my triggers is when like it's a mess, I'll just spot it and it's like 0 to 100 with my frustration. So for me, one of the things is doing the daily cleaning each and every day. So I need to do more of that. So then that way I don't come to the end of the weekend or it's a Tuesday and I'm like, oh my God, my dining table. Don't have my dining table because I put all my crap on it. So it's really important that for me, cleaning is one of the things, the daily cleaning, the 5 to 10 minute ones. All right. So that's a little bit of a struggle. Now, getting outside, because I do homeschool and I'm a content creator, I spend most of my time at my desk or at our homeschool desk. So getting outside is one of the things that I want to make sure I do better at. So that could have been a bit of a struggle because, sometimes mentally when I feel anxious, I just want to sit on the couch. But I know the benefits of getting outside, getting fresh air, walking, movement is one of the great stress relief exercises. So I want to make sure that even though I did struggle with that the first half of the month, I'm learning a little bit from it. So that is how you would go and measure what your habit tracker is telling you. Nice and simple maths. How many days did you do it? Over the number of days that have passed. And if you want to be go a little bit further, do percentage. So then you can see, okay. So for me, right away, cleaning and getting outside and the workout is one of the things I might go and put a little bit more priority for the next 10 to 11 days. So really, really important. Okay. So that's one of the things. Look at the wins and the struggles. And then a mid-month review, like I said, is going to help us identify what's working and what's not. So then what we can do is we can course correct it. So for me at the moment, workout is one of the top things that I have in the morning. And as you can see, I haven't been doing the last 2 weeks. So what I need to do is, what I might have to do is stack it onto something else, maybe a little bit in the afternoon. So I know at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I get bored and that's when the, anxious thoughts come in. So I might actually go, you know what? At 4 o'clock, your energy level is a little bit lower, but you know that making movement or adding movement into your day will help boost it up. So then you're not going to feel, carry those, anxious moments to the rest of the evening. Go do some sort of workout, Marianne. 5 minutes work, 10 minutes. Go on, I have this little smart skipping rope. So it's ropeless. So I don't have to worry about trying to jump over the rope. So just do 2 minutes of that. So for me, that's one of the ways that I can help course correct is, why hasn't it been working me doing my workouts? Maybe it's too early in the morning. And then, normally I have my breakfast and then I got to go wait until, I don't feel full, blah, blah, blah. Right. So I need to make sure I'm going to go and maybe move that a little bit further in the mid-morning or early afternoon. All right, so let's quickly have a look at the chat. So a lot of hair talking, pillowcase, and maybe sick, had a huge day. Okay, so just having a look. So a bit of hair brushing stuff. So that's great. I'm loving that we have some conversations in the chat as well. So and then didn't drink my tea this morning, clean the kitchen. So didn't clean my kitchen. So yes, Jennifer was doing some habit stacking while making tea, also cleaning. Yes. Excellent. All right. So that's one of the things that we can do with our mid-month review is just let's celebrate the good things we've been doing and also learn from the struggles or pain points. Okay. So the next thing that we do when we are looking at is adjust our goals. All right. So maybe for me, all right. So the cleaning and the getting outside, for maybe the getting outside is I need that to put that higher because that's a lot easier. So what I've been trying to do is, as you can see in the last 3 days, I have been getting myself outside because what I've been doing is I do my time blocking. I do work in the morning. So 9, 10. So that's 2 hours of work. And then one of the big breaks that I do between a 1 to 2 hour working blocks is go outside. So then that way it's sort of like my little mind cleanser. So I know already I've started to recognize that I haven't been getting myself outside or I haven't been working out. So then I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to stack that habit onto something else. And so I'll go, once I've done a 2 hour time block of working, I'm going to then put on, have my shoes already next to me, my walking shoes. So then that way I'll go out for a walk, whether it's only 5 minutes, once around the block. And then that way I get my getting outside habits done. So, if you created yourself habits at the beginning of the month, and then you find that, oh, maybe it's a little bit too hard, or I've given myself too much of a habit to try and, do, you can tweak it. All right. This is your habit. Nothing says that you can't change it. Nothing says that you can remove it or even just go, you know what, for the rest of the month, I may not do it because I've just got way too much on my plate. So you do have the opportunity to tweak it. And then, make realistic goals. So if you have put on there that I've got to work out each and every day, and then you go, I can't do it. Right. So instead of going, oh, I'm not achieving this stuff, all you need to do is grab yourself a pen. Let us just say, okay, I've been told I'm not allowed to go and do any strenuous exercise by the doctor. It's not, but let's just say that's the example. So instead of having those boxes over there, and then you're going to look at it and think, oh, hasn't been filled. Guess what you can do? You can actually go and cross it off. So then that way, mentally, when you're thinking about it, you go, oh, okay, I'm not allowed to, or I've given myself an opportunity to maybe heal if you pulled a muscle or whatever. You can actually cross it off. Yes, you're allowed to. I give you permission, right? This is your habits. And so you need to make sure your habits are within your capacity. And then if you said, oh, I'm going to do this, and this at the beginning of May, and then you find, oh my goodness, I've had to actually, work has given me a big project that I hadn't anticipated that I want to participate in. So then my time has been divided even more so. I can't do that this month, or I can't do it as often. So maybe, you go, all right, on Mondays and Tuesdays, I do quite a bit of work. So I need the energy boost. So maybe I'll do Monday, Tuesdays only. And then the rest of the week, I may not do it. So then it's up to you. You don't have to go and have it open. You can cross it off. I think one time what I did was our expenses, my tracking the expenses. So there was a moment there that, that we go, you know what? It has given me more anxiety than it is helping. So for just the week, I might go and not track my expenses, right? Because if it stresses you out, because we don't want to put the stress, right? We want to alleviate, we want to make things better. So you do have the opportunity to go and cross off, maybe 1 or 2 days. It doesn't have to be all week. Maybe you go, you know what, I can do 3 days a week. I can do 2 days a week. You have the opportunity to adjust your goals as you see fit. Okay. And then, like I said, scale it back. Or you might have to go, well, you know what? I said to myself, I'm going to do a workout. So I need to push myself a little bit further. So adjust your goals as needed. Okay, let's quickly. Hello, Masha. How are you? Present and counted for. Planets assemble. Nice to see you. I do appreciate you being here. So good. So good. Hands up, hands up. Excellent. All right. So, what we've talked so far is we want to celebrate the wins and learn from our struggles. We have the opportunity to adjust our goals midway. Don't wait until the end of the month and then go, well, I'll wait until June. No, each and every day counts. Yes, Marsha's feeling the love. Oh, thank you so much for joining. Right. So then what do we do now? What do we do once we have all these information? Right? Then what we need to do is, well, we need to develop some strategies. Okay, so let's have a look. So, for me, one of the things that I want to do is then create a plan to maximize the rest of these days. So, in my book here, I have a little spot. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. All right. I've got a little spot where I can do some brain dumping. So think about, well, what can I do? So based on the information that I have that I got from my habit tracker mid-month or midway, or if you can even do it on a weekly basis if you want, if that is something that will motivate you. So you don't have to wait as long as you're reviewing the data that you are collecting. Can be all so pretty, right? But then if we just let it go by and not use that great, powerful tool of tracking, then there's if you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again, and then if you're not achieving it as often, you're going to go, oh, why can't I? It's like it might just be a quick tweak. Instead of morning routines, you might be afternoon routines or my evening routines, right? So you're the only one that know why certain things, you're struggling with certain habits. Okay, so what do we do is let's now develop some strategies. So for me, like I said, I'm going to focus on 2 to 3 things. So cleaning and getting outside as well as workout. Okay, so let's go clean, uh, get outside. So you can put this in whatever planner you have and then work out. Okay, so cleaning is instead of maybe trying to do every day, maybe I'll just put a 5-minute quick tidy. Put the timer on. Put timer on. Okay, now I need to know and figure out, well, not only do I need to know what I need to do, I need to know when I have to do it. So let's have a look. So after lunch, all right, so maybe I'll do after lunch, right? Put the timer on for 5 minutes. So that's the strategy that I'm going to do for the clean, because for me, what I've learned through my review is I haven't been doing it as often. So that's my strategy. So have a think of yours. What habits have you committed to for the month of May that you might be struggling with? And then so what you need to do is, why do you need to do it? All right. So you got to have a reason, not because someone else, because it's in my planner, or someone else is doing it, or I saw it, on someone's Instagram page that they have this on their habit tracker. You need to have a compelling why, right? So why are you doing it? Really important. If there's no reason that it matters to you, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to do it. It's like, well, it's not important, all right? And then you need to do what? So what is it? Make it specific and actionable. Think of it a verb, a doing word. So clean, tidy up, put the timer on, right? So actionable words. Don't just put clean. Well, clean what? Maybe for me, I might do on Mondays, clean the bathroom, clean the sink, clean the microwave, clean the stovetop. Instead of just going clean the kitchen, that could be really daunting, right? It's like, it's just too much to do. Maybe just on your daily planner, clean the mirrors. right? So small actionable steps, because then those small actionable steps can lead to bigger and bigger, better things. And then the next thing you need is you need to know when. If you don't know when you're going to do it, you guess what? You're less likely to do it. In the morning after I have my coffee, in the afternoon at 3:30, uh, when I close my laptop. See how you're stacking. So habit stacking is really important, is connected to something that you are already doing. So it's like a little link. So it's like something's tugging at you. You need a big trigger to go and tell you when to do it. So those are my, so for the cleaning, so I'm going to do a quick tidy for 5 minutes. I'm going to put the timer on after lunch, because I know for me, I spot something that's a mess, and if my own, mood is not up, I'm going to get triggered, and the whole family watch out, because mom's just going to go "Grr!" from 0 to 100 with her with her crankiness. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to do the same thing again for the other habits that I want to get better at for the next few days at the end of the month. So let me know, is this work, are you getting ideas on how to go and review your own habit tracker? Marsha says, Marianne, every time I see it, I say to myself, I love your choice of frames. They're so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Yes, I have the one that I normally had in before. The little thing broke. See that little thing? So I have it in still on hand just in case. So I'm gonna be like the those old ladies who's you know glasses are no longer like, it'll be like this. So thank you. Yes, I do like this one, because I had to make a choice of eyeglasses that make sure is like big enough so you can, it's not covering that part of my eye, the top part, because I'm going to be able to see you, and you're going to be able to see my eyes, because my eyes are the windows to my soul. All right, thank you so much, Marsha. All right, so and Jennifer says 5 minutes can turn into quick 10 minutes too. Exactly. So build that 5 minutes. And if you do say to yourself 5 minutes, don't try and trick yourself and go, oh, come on, let's do more. Because our brain goes, oh, you said 5 minutes and now you're saying 10. So first build the 5 minutes, and then of course then that's when you can go and add onto it. But for me, same way, it's more so, let's say with workout. If I go say to myself, just do 5 minutes worth of walking or workout, right? And then you go, oh, just do 10 more. So I've got to keep the promise that I give to myself as well. And then if you're doing it, you're doing 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes on a regular basis, then increase it to 10 minutes. You may need to tweak those notepads there, Marianne. Which ones? What notepads? Anyway, so develop strategies. That's what I mean, is that it is tough to get started. So say 5 minutes, then you can keep going. Yeah. So whatever, of course, works for you. So it's really important that if you put on your it's the same way that you would do at the beginning of the month, is if you over commit or do too much, then that's when sometimes the plan goes. So just do if it's only 1 to 2 days a week, 1 to 3 days, or 3 to 5 days, do that. So then that way you have a range. Or if you want 5 to 10 minutes, that's a great way you can do. So then if you do only 5 minutes, it's great. And then if you do more than 5 minutes, it's even better. So really important that you go and develop strategies, and then that will help then keep you a little bit more motivated, because you're not going, oh, I can't do it every day, or I can't do it for 30 minutes. Just do it for the smallest amount of time that you can, that will do the good enough, right? Sometimes good enough is better than not doing it at all. The nose pads on your glasses. Oh, okay. yeah, I'm sure I have to do some because I sleep on it. So, but yeah. Anyway, we digress. All right, so let's go. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah. So keep us focused and motivated to crush our goals by the end of the month. And then the other things we can do is then we can start to identify trends, right? So when we look at our whatever trackers we have, I'm going to talk about my mood tracker here, right? So here I know the trend for me, I do really well at the beginning of the month. And guess what's going to happen? I'm going to do really well at the end of the month. That's the trend that I have. And that's a trend that I am now okay with because, hey, doing good either end of the month is fantastic, better than nothing. And I know I do, sort of fall off the wagon a little bit or hang on there a little bit more. So then that way, um, you know, I can go and have a look that second week, third week. Yes, I'm not as good, but that's okay because I know I am getting better at doing more consistently rather than really, really good, not so good, and then really, really good again. All right. So then the things that you can do is you can identify trends. So let's have a look at my mood. So I know that around about this time of the month, right, that my mood gets quite low, I get tense, I get anxious. So then I know when those times, those moments arise, or when I don't do my habits as well, is then I can make those adjustments. So I being able to track your habits and reviewing it midway, you'll be able to start to see trends. So for me, my trends is I don't do as well to second and third week, I get better. So maybe the when it comes to the second and third week of the month, then I'm going to make sure I either tweak my goals and not do so many, or I reduce the time, the number of times, or the number of minutes that I need to achieve. So then that way I can then start to see trends. All right, so really important. Certain times of the day, you're most likely sick to have it. So if your energy is higher in the morning, try and do most of your habits then and most of your habits and routines. If you're better in the evening, instead of calling it a morning routine like most people, like the 5 a.m.ers that you hear about, get up in the morning and do these ice baths, blah, 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 and get to run for an hour, right? If that's not you, if you're not a morning person, then don't try and force yourself to be one. If you know you do better in the afternoon or in the evening, do it then. So you might start to realize with these things that, you know what, I do a lot of stuff more in the afternoon. So the important habits I might put in the afternoon. All right. So then you'll get to start to see trends. And then also have a look at why certain things are happening. So there might be outside factors. For me, it's my hormones. I'm in my perimenopausal journey. And so sometimes, that time of the month may not be as regular anymore. So then I have to so then I need to go, you know what, when my mood is low, when I'm feeling a little bit lethargic, my energy is not high, then I will have a certain activities that I will do less of. So then that way you're not hard on yourself. And then, of course, your all habit tracker can also reveal patterns. And that's why it's really important to use, colorful markers. So then you can see, oh, I'm missing, there's big chunks there that's missing. Why? What is it that's happening there? So really, really important that you start to see trends in your with your habit tracker. Really important because these are your own trends, not anybody else's trends. All right. So, what's the next thing that you can do is then you start to set effective goals. You can set goals that are both ambitious, right? So, maybe push yourself a little bit more than you have been, but you got to also make sure that it's achievable. Right? There's no point going, like I said, I want to do a marathon if you haven't even been doing any exercises. I'm going to declutter the whole house when you haven't even made a move on one drawer of your kitchen. Start small, but also make sure that it's a little bit more ambitious than, don't make it too easy, but then also don't make it too hard. All right. So, really important that when you are setting goals, that they're both achievable and a little bit harder, because it's that moment of a little bit of pressure, that turns, what do they say, that turns coals into diamonds. So don't make it too easy for yourself. And no, don't shoot so much, that's such a, have the big goals as the end result, but your daily goals, the daily actions that you do, have it achievable. So then the each and every little step that you make on a day to day basis, regular basis, will get you closer. But don't say, today I am going to do 3 hours of workout, so then over there, but I can lose 10 kilos, right? Because that's just, don't reach for the stars in your day to day action. That's those reaching for the stars and dreaming big, they're great as your big goals. But we need to have the little steps to get us there. And then it's really, really important that you stay accountable. If you made this promise to yourself that you're going to do this, make sure, that's why your habit trackers there. And then if your habit trackers aren't working, I have on my phone, as for those of you that know, I read and follow James Clear, the writer of Atomic Habits. Now that he has an app, there's called Atoms. This is not sponsored, but then I also have reminders. I have reminders on my phone when the timer goes off. Go for a walk in 30 minutes time. So then I create little. It's a bit bright here. Let me see if I can no, it's still too bright. So little habit tracker. Then, if I do, I've got here, do 20 push-ups in the morning, do 20 push-ups in the afternoon, because I am doing a Push for Better challenge for mental health awareness and raise funds. So, I'm doing that as a challenge for myself, as well as raising funds, right? So have whatever prompts you need to make sure that you are staying accountable, because it is a powerful motivator. You have your trackers, and guess who else can help keep accountable? Groups and communities, friends, family, and just say to them, oh, I'm going to be doing this challenge, or hey, I want to try and get better, get fit. Do you want to go and go to the gym with me? So you have someone who's accountable. You can have powwow sessions with friends if you are at work, or you're a content creator, helping someone with you stay, because of course sometimes you just can't do it on your own. So also reviewing your mid-month track, you're reviewing your tracker mid-month, is helping you stay accountable as well. So those are the things that you need to do when you have a habit tracker. So if you do have a habit tracker, no money may, yes, no spend on stationery, no spend on stationery. So wink, wink. Yes, I have a challenge for myself that I'm not doing any purchases for May. So there's my May budget. Now I put on here, I've left it blank because I don't know whether I put a no that I did spend, or the amount of dollars that I spent. So I might put a dollar amount, just so then that way. So I have, so my little tracker here. So no spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I did, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So this is another habit tracker of mine where I didn't spend anything yesterday. So that is pretty good compared to where I used to spend nearly every week on. So this no spend challenge, you pick your own challenge. For me, it's more frivolous spending on stationery. Even though stationery, of course, is part of my business, there are some stationery that I'm just going, you really don't need to have that. So thank you, Marsha. Yes, isn't it great? So it's really, really achievable. I have lots of stuff in carts, And I don't know if you, those of you who follow me on Instagram, I was working really hard, but also in the background looking at digital stickers. So I've been window shopping, online shopping. Yes, so that is for sure. That's a great percentage of that, nearly 99.99%. So because May is there. So I started it at the end of April. So May's there. So I'm doing a really good job. So that percentage, so that would be 18 divided by 19 is at 94.7%. So that's that I know already. That's why, because it's visually I can see more greens than red. So that's why tracking like this, whether it's on a calendar, on a habit tracker. Now, speaking of habit trackers, if your planner has it, if your notebook has it, bullet journaling, you can create your own habit tracker as well. But I do have my own store that I sell my digital products on. So it's at maryanncresp.com. So check that out. And all the habit trackers printable download I have is also tagged underneath my description. So you can click on it and it'll take you directly to my page at maryanncresp.com. So I have it all. I have a habit tracker for personal size planners. So that's the cute and teeny tiny. So if you have a personal planner, you can print one as well. I think this is part of a bundle. So you can have like a morning journaling there, and you also have, so this is part of a bundle, so you can print all these pages for a full month where you can track your key areas of focus. So for personal size, I think I have that in the link. So you have if you don't have one yet, you can grab my printable download for personal. I'll pop that there. I also have a printable habit tracker that you can cut and glue into your Hobonichi cousin. So then that, you can track your habit tracker this way, because each page before each new month, there is a blank page. So I utilize that blank page by printing out a habit tracker that's the right size, and then you can embellish it, so then you have a habit tracker. If you have a Hobonichi cousin, there's a habit tracker for that. Of course, I was an A5 Filofax planner for a long while. I have a one for your A5, so it doesn't have to be Filofax ring planners. What you can do sometimes is just print these things and just glue it into a notebook. So if you're not at the stage yet buying planners for yourself, you don't know yet what size you want. So I do have a one for A5 size. What about if you are a Happy Planner Classic planner? Guess what? I've got one there for you too. So this is Happy Planner Classic. So if you have a ring-bound planner, did you know you can print your own printable and pop it there yourself? And you can go and hole punch them. And then that way you can customize your own planner pages for Happy Planner Classic. Or if you do have, you like the bigger size planners. All right, let's see if I can zoom out. So this is the Happy Planner in letter size, or they call it Big Happy Planner. Or if you just like letter size, if you're can't see yourself writing in small planner sizes, the pages are too small, or your writing is way too big, I do also have one in letter size. So there we go. So there is no excuse. And you can also even draw. You don't have to have, if you're just starting out, you don't have to have all the planners already yet. If you don't know yet what size you like, or if you work inside and outside of the home, sometimes big planners can be so cumbersome, having to pop. You got to find a bag big enough to be able to put them in. They get so heavy. So you might want to go into a Travelers. This is a Travelers company. They come with their own blank pages. So the ones they have that come with it is a one like this. So each one of these come with one, and then it's blank. So you can just go write it out. I've seen people just write out, you know, so let's say reading, and then draw little lines, and then just do little X's, right? The habit tracking allows you to see your progress. It's a great way to motivate you into, seeing a winning streak, and then you'll get to start to see patterns as well. So, whatever suits your need, right? I have a habit tracker for that. All items I do mention, I will make sure is in the description. But if you are looking at different planners, I have an Amazon storefront, so make sure to check that out. And also, of course, make sure to check my website. So do I, Miriam. After a couple of days, after a couple of days, I revisit my carts and remove most items. You know what I've been doing, Marsha? What I've done is the things that I want, I take that money out of my account and put it in a different savings account. So then, and then that way, the money's out of my spending account. My spending account, so I don't see it. I see that balance going down. However, I'm putting the savings, and so my reward is actually to be able to pick one item on my move to the side. And so far, I actually only have two things in there. One's $12, and I think one's $50, but the sale's over, so I'm not going to buy it. So it's actually a great way to, put it in your cart, wait 24 hours like most things, so it's that it's that, not trying to have that knee-jerk reaction of buying something then and there. I love that floral cover. Which one? The big one? Oh, was it this one? Yeah, so this one, so it's a Happy Planner Classic, Live Life in Full Bloom. So do you know, when I first started creating planner printable, so because I am originally a Filofax, I wasn't a Filofax ambassador, and so I get Filofax products. I bought these so then I would be able to print the other sizes and be able to showcase how it looks. And plus, anytime I create new printable download, I do a lot of testing to make sure when it prints nicely, it fits onto the page, that, when it does get hole punched, that it has a nice layout, it has a nice workflow. So I bought these ones for, a while back to make sure I can then showcase my printable download in these sizes. So if it was that one, that is so pretty. And I'll make sure that I go and get it in my colors. See, my teals, pinks, purples. So I wanted to make sure that it all color coordinated. Yes. I sometimes go, should I go and try big size? But I know for me, see, here's the thing. For me, having spaces that are too empty, because my handwriting is quite small, that gives me anxiety, because it's like I need to fill it up. I got to put stickers on it, and we don't want to be spending too much stickers. So yes, very smart. Thank you. Great way to celebrate your wins. Oh, big and classic happies. I'm actually using a mini happy. Where is a mini? What do I have in mini? Do I have anything in mini? See, I even bought this little mini one. It's just so cute. So I do also have, I think, only one mini. Oh yes, I have my bundle in there too. So I have my Wheel of Life well-being planner and my little morning. But it's so cute when it's so tiny as well. So I have it. I forgot. Thanks for reminding me there, May. So I do have it there, my well-being planner. I think this is the bundle as well. Is it the bundle? Or is it just the morning journal stuff? I think it's just my well-being in there. Yeah. So then that way, if instead of having too many habits to track all at once, you can just focus on the 7 key areas, or just, pick 3 of the 7 key areas: mental well-being, physical, spiritual, family, social, career, and finance. Right? So don't do too much. So if you are new to habit tracking, take it small, take it easy, rather than having way too many habits to try and do all at once, right? Where ambitious doesn't mean put too much pressure on yourself with too many things all happening at once. Ambitious goals and action, achievable ones is maybe one or two. Because what will happen is if you do too many things all at the same time, you're just going to crash and burn. Right? And that's where burnout comes in. And then you're going to start to look at comparing yourself and comparing your planner to someone else. So make sure that you don't. Yay. Hi, Irene. How are you? Irene, the budgeting mama, is here. So lovely to see you. So, what I need for you to do is, if you are tracking your habits right now, is have a look. Quick review. If you do use colorful markers like I do, and you don't have a lot of time to be doing all this stuff, please make time, right? Because why? Because these are the habits that you said you want to be more effective with, that you want to do because it matters most to you. Because you know what happens if you're not putting the focus on yourself, right? And just doing everybody else's agenda, actioning all the things that's important to someone else. You're going to burn out because you're not going to be fulfilled. You're not going to be happy. You're not doing things that nurture you, nurture your mind, nurture your soul, nurture your physical well-being. You start to neglect your relationship with your family, your friends, your partner. And then this is going to implode. You're going to burn out because you will start to do the things that's important to you, that makes you happy, that brings you joy. And if you have anything in your habit tracker that does not bring you joy, don't put it there, right? But then if you go, you know what, workout really doesn't bring me any joy. However, the reason why, remember, why, what, when, the reason why I want to make sure I am focusing on my physical well-being is it because it boosts my energy. It'll keep me healthy. And through this perimenopause journey, my cardio, my muscle strength. So then when I am a little bit later on in years, I won't have as many ailments that those who do not include movement and cardio exercise, right? So not only am I looking after myself now with all these different habits that I have set for myself, I'm looking after my future me, right? Why is it you want to be here? I want to be here to see my family, my young men grow, to enjoy life with my husband, with my family. If you find that you're not as successful with the habits that you have for yourself, maybe you have to strip it back again. What is the reason why you are doing the things you're doing? Don't do it because it's what you see on Instagram and YouTube and what are planners. Sometimes planners, there are planners that's already dated and that already has things filled out for you. And then you go, oh, well, my planner said I'm supposed to do that. You have my permission to cross it off. Do your own things that matter most to you. Yeah, it may not bring you joy, but keeping your body healthy gives others joy too. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, there are things, like I said, be ambitious. There are things that you might have to do, but you don't want to. But it's the goals. Is it in line with the goals and values that matter most to you? All right. So have a look at your habit tracker. And if you do not have a habit tracker, you can get my printable download. It's a one-time purchase for these, and you can print off as many as you want as well for the different size planners. I appreciate you. Make sure I'm going to have the in the link in the description, as well as over here some other monthly reviews, mid-month reviews that I have. So then if you want to get a little bit more information, how can I review my own habits and habit tracker, you can check those out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the comment section if you're watching on replay. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.